A quote from Einstein himself goes, "I speak to everyone in the same way, whether it is the garbage man or the president of the university." Meaning that Einstein didn't discriminate who you were or what profession you were in. In my opinion, a good communicator will be able to do this practice because people, no matter where they do come from, have some sort of information that is valuable to us. At this moment, I have a way better relationship with communication by forcing myself to experience many forms of conversation spanning from casual talk and debatable topics like politics or any other thing. This couldn't be done without understanding factors that had to be known before going into a conversation. A few important things that communication has taught me about it is that it's super vital to be flexible and open-minded when interacting with people around you, avoiding prejudgments, that being ideas or stereotypes of someone's race, culture, or nationality, so that you can explore and see the different values and experience and the people you might meet along the trip that we call life. So to become a better and or a refined communicator, you must avoid judging someone by their appearance, rationalize the nervousness and have nervousness have when you are starting a conversation, and take time while speaking to avoid stuttering or making it hard to understand your message. In our in our day in our day to day, we as people have the tendency to judge someone by their appearance from what they wear, color of their skin, cultural background, something doing it sometimes doing it on purpose and unintentionally. Avoiding these judgments would help someone from being narrow-minded to become someone that is open-minded, that they meet anywhere. In history, we have all seen what narrow-mindedness has done to different societies throughout history. Being a mindful communicator becomes in a way enjoyable and interesting because you get to learn about someone else's past or culture. In junior high, I made a friend with a Native American boy that played football with me. Before knowing and speaking to him, I had the idea I had I had the idea that he would have a strong Native American accent, have a house full of Native uh, decorations filled with, anything like that. But I was wrong. After talking to him, I found that he's pretty normal. He had a normal voice, and his house was pretty similar to mine. Uh, as humans, we are all not perfect creatures, but through communication and understanding with being open to one another, that we meet anywhere, we become more sensitive and considerate communicators to those we meet. With meeting new people comes the feeling of anxiety and the fear that comes over us. Like myself, in my earlier years as a kid, I had this problem. I rationalize, I rationalize fear. Rationalizing fear is important because it gives you a peace of mind or something close to it. That's so we as communicators can compose clear ideas in our heads. Without a clear mind, it can be hard for it could be hard to form a concise idea about anything that you want to say. Without a clear mind, it can be hard to form a concise idea about anything, and begins to make you feel more pressured to set more pressure is set on you to the point where you're in a state of lock. This meaning that you would have you have a hard time to an impossible time to get an idea out because how nervous you are and the anxiety you are experiencing at that moment. With understanding that your fears are made by you, knowing that knowing also that the person feels similar to what you are feeling will trigger you to have a sense of calmness and will let you communicate ideas much more smoothly. While walking to my first college class ever, the only thing I could only think about in the moments leading to the class was talking to my neighbors and classmates. When getting to my classroom, I almost panicked, seeing the different new faces fill the room. After finding a seat, my neighbor next to me introduced himself. In that moment, I panicked. A ton of nervous thoughts ran in my head, making it hard to continue the conversation after introducing myself. This made me seem awkward, uninterested with what he was saying, giving off a bad impression of myself. With having your mind running a million miles per second while communicating makes more of a chance for you to mess up in how you pronounce words, or your mannerisms could be awkward or so. So the next step is to take a breather and calm yourself. After calming your feelings and thoughts, next is physically taking time to speak out messages you need to send out to the next person. By doing this, you will not fall in the situations of stuttering, jumbling words, or speak in a way that makes it difficult for recipients to get confused on what you're trying to say. Avoiding these will lead you to speak clearly and let you have the best images as possible in the aspect of how you speak. Also, hearing words pronounced clear from your voice will help the person talking to you understand what you are saying, because stuttering can deviate the meaning of what the meaning of your message is, or make it hard to understand. For instance, when I was getting a physical for football at a local chiropractor, the lady asked me personal questions like height, weight, and anything that pertained to my health. During the interactions, I felt nervous to the point where I started to stutter, making it difficult to understand what I was saying. And it led me to redo a physical again because the lady didn't understand what I was saying because I was stuttering. So information was miswritten or written wrong. So is avoiding these few things going to make you a perfect communicator? No, not really. Because communication is so broad and has so many aspects to it, I just decided to point out the things I found important to me in my journey to become a better communicator. Thus, avoiding judging someone before knowing them will lead you to go down a path that helps you become open-minded with controlling your emotions while communicating with someone new will make it easier for you to create and adapt your ideas before they leave your mouth in a concise way, so you can sound smart, Finally, taking your time speaking will help the receiver of your message understand what you are saying with no obstacles in front of it. As a species that communicates on a daily basis in different ways, it's important to communicate with everyone else like Einstein. I would follow what Einstein would say. One, because he is one of the smartest men that ever lived. And what about communication made him smart? You never know. Secondly, it might be interesting to see what a random person has to say. Plus, you never know if that information will help you one day in other conversations. Thank you.